Okay, so what we have here is our Fluid Mechanics Rube Goldberg machine, and what it's going to do is wash the dishes for us, sort of. So what we do is we take a little bit of our dish soap and we put it on the plate in the sink. Now in the sink we've got this cool little contraption, and so what we do is we turn on the sink and the water comes down and it hits our little lever here. Now the thrust force from that water should tip the lever pulling the cable. The cable is going to come around and it's going to put enough force on this little piece of paper to overcome the surface tension that's currently holding it to the hole in the bottle right there. Now another thing we're going to have to do probably to keep this working, since the pressure in the bottle is currently at equilibrium, is punch a little hole in this section of the bottle that I've currently got sealed to make sure there's enough air pressure going through to keep the constant flow coming out, which we know from the large reservoir theory should be approximately constant for a while, hopefully long enough to agitate the soap, give us some nice bubbles, and then when enough water comes out of the Gatorade bottle, there won't be enough pressure force holding it down to counteract the moment created by this cantilevered sponge here. And so the bottle will tip back, the sponge will drop into the sink, and boom, you can wash your dishes. So let's give that a try. Okay, so this is take number 3. We've added a little bit of weight to the bottom of the lever to try to keep the cable a little tighter when we pulled the trigger. So, here we go. See, we got everything lined up. So, after a couple failures of our lever caused by either it or the fulcrum just scooting out of the way of the thrust force instead of properly rotating, we've solved that by 1, securing the lever to the fulcrum with a lot of tape, and 2, we're going to use waterproof objects like this cell phone to hold the fulcrum in place a little bit better, so hopefully the lever rotates properly. So this is what we've got now, lots of tape and a weight on the fulcrum. If our lever doesn't work this time, I'm kind of tired of playing with it. So I think what we're just going to do if that doesn't work is we'll just manually pull the cable and see if the rest of the machine works the way it's supposed to. Alright, well we actually had it work properly. The lever pulled the cable and the cable pulled the little plug away, but unfortunately what we have is pressure equilibrium in the bottle, so no water is going to come shooting out because there's no pressure forcing it out. So to solve that, we will take a little screwdriver and we'll punch a hole in the top of the water bottle to allow some air pressure in and cause the water to come out. And just like that, we have water coming out. Now that's pouring onto the soap and slowly but surely making bubbles. So eventually we should lose enough water to drop the sponge on, and then we'll scrub away. You can see our water levels coming down quite a bit. Actually, it was up here just below the hole, and now it's about halfway down the bottle. So, well, our water's not going into the sink anymore. Our large reservoir isn't quite as large as it used to be, but it's still draining out of the bottle. Let's watch the water level here. Oh, crap. We are having a little bit of a flooding issue, but I think the paper towels will take care of that for at least a little while, hopefully long enough to keep the camera dry. Boom! And there goes our fork and sponge. So now we can just wash ourselves some dishes.